Everybody, Jake Motory again with Covenant Homes. Excuse me. We are going to continue our insulation topic, and today we're going to move into synthetic materials. So these are man-made products. Let's start with EPS, which is expanded polystyrene, or GPS, which is graphite impregnated polystyrene. The R per inch is 3.9 to 4.6. And you can see some pictures over there. These are just solid foam boards. Uses for EPS or GPS, lots of them. Below grade, so basements, whether interior or exterior, sub-slab, exterior insulation, EIFS. Characteristics, notice I changed it to characteristics, not necessarily advantages. So these foam boards are vapor closed, some more than others. So you could have some water problems. In our market, in our environment, we really do need drying in both directions because we get very hot, but we also get very cold. These boards I would use in areas where you really need drying of your wall cavities to really just one direction. So either you're cold most of the time or you're hot most of the time. Mixed climates, you can have water problems with these products. They do have a good R per inch value. They are made domestically. The disadvantages of them are they're oil-based, they are highly flammable, and bugs like to eat this stuff. So ants, termites, things like that like to burrow up through them. I think for our market where I would be okay using this would be sub-slab or on the exterior of the slab or a basement, sub-slab, places like that. Places where we can overcome the water problems, mainly because we can put a vapor barrier between that and the interior environment. We can keep the moisture out of our buildings that way. XPS is extruded polystyrene. R per inch is 2.9 to 5.0. There are lots of different companies that make these. The colors vary by the manufacturer. Owens Corning here in Amarillo does make XPS. I do believe they also make EPS and GPS, but XPS is what I want to focus here. Uses below grade, so same as GPS, EPS. Exterior insulation and structural insulation. There was a concern before in the manufacturing process that this did have a high global warming potential, but they have changed the foaming agent, and so it does have a green stamp. This is okay for the environment. And they do make this in lots of different densities that can take different loads. So that's why it does say structural up there under uses. Characteristics, it's extremely vapor closed, which again can be a bad thing if we don't have a way to dry out our assemblies. But I would use this product subgrade. So sub-slab, it's probably what we'll use on most of our products. It is used or made domestically, excuse me. So back to the vapor closed thing again and why it's okay sub-slab. Well, we should have drainage rock below this, and then our vapor barrier on top of the foam, and then we have our slab poured on top of that. So it's vapor closed, so water's not going to penetrate through it from the soil below the drainage rock. So the water should just stay below the foam and drain back into the soil. That's an okay thing. However, if you have this on the outside of your wall assembly and you're in a mixed environment like we are, hot and cold, in the winter months, we're not going to be able to dry from the inside to the outside. That is a major issue. Disadvantages, again, it's oil-based, highly flammable. This one, however, cannot be used for EIFS due to buckling versus you can with EPS and GPS. All right, last one of our foam boards. Polyiso, very high R per inch, very good, 5.8 to 6.5. And you can see it being used there on the right. Most of these products do have a foil facing. Let's get into that. Uses, you can use it for exterior insulation, EIFS, and low thickness places. So around windows, especially in retrofits, you can insulate around those retrofit windows. Characteristics, again, great ARP wrench value. It is made domestically. So back to that foil facing. You can use this as an air barrier if it is on the outside of your building. You just have to make sure you tape your seams. However, again, I would stick to using this in just a cold environment or a hot environment. So if you're in South Texas, if you're way up in the north, it's okay. But mixed environments, I see this being a problem. And again, let's talk about that drying potential again. Since all these are vapor closed, I would not use these as exterior insulation and then use a vapor closed insulation inside your walls. So spray foams, I definitely would not use closed cell spray foam. You can use a small amount of open cell spray foam, but I would just totally avoid it on the inside of your walls if you have a foam board on the exterior of your walls. Disadvantages, again, it's oil-based and it's flammable, but this does have its place. Are we going to use this on our projects in Amarillo or the Texas Panhandle? Probably not, but this can be used in other environments very well. All right, stay tuned. Probably the video you've all been waiting for is next. We're going to be talking about spray foams. What's good about them, what's bad, and specifically why we will not be using it on our projects. Lots to talk about next time. Look forward to it. Shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram, or send us an email to info@covenant.homes. Y'all take care.